Welcome back to our channel, Rivals Until Death. And before you move on, hit the like button, subscribe, and share the videos with a friend. Also, follow us on TikTok at Rivals Until Death. Back with another video. And in this video, we're just going to give a review on the players' seasons and a rating and see what the clubs need to do in regards to buy, sell, or loan. Let's get straight into it. Let's start with our keeper. So before me get to the truth, I go state another truth. For the last like 5 to 8 games at the end of the season where it was must wins for Chelsea, he did play well. Robert Sanchez did play well. But from the start of the season until that point, he has been inconsistent and he has been very poor. Is this a keeper that you can have in goal to win major title? No. Is this a keeper for the future? No. So just ask me, like, what's the sense of keep playing him when we have better keepers in the squad than him? Right? Because the story is, last season we bought Petrovic. Sanchez started the season. Petrovic played well, take him position, and then a new manager come in and keep Petrovic and give Petrovic on loan. He went to France, League One goalkeeper of the season. So if this guy can be one of the best goalkeeper in Europe, and we have a keeper where we can't trust, just play Petrovic. You get what I'm saying? But if I had to rate his season, I'd give it a 6 out of 10. Because he did add a lot of good games for us. I'll give it 6 out of 10, but he's not the keeper that I see us in the future with. Not at all. Our backup keeper, Jorgensen, he didn't play much games, so I'm not going to rate this season because he didn't get enough games to prove himself. So I'm going to leave Jorgensen out of this one. Josh Achiampong showed some good displays. Definitely one for the future. And then now let's talk about Tosin. Tosin came in the squad, 26-year-old, free transfer. For a free transfer, club paid $0 for him. I think that was a great deal. He didn't play much of the season, but again, he did play a lot in the Conference League. A lot of people said he should have won the play of the Conference League. We won that trophy. He played a crucial part. He played a few games towards the last end of the season, and he did well. Regarding this season, he didn't play much, but the few games that he did play well. So I'm gonna give him a 5 out of 10. And defenders that I would like to see, so one, Badiashile. Second, what's his name? Badiashile, and the other one, Disasi, Axel Disasi. No place in the squad for players like that. Badiashile, kind of sad to see how his Chelsea career went, because he did show promise, but showed from when we signed him until now, it has been poor. So those are 2 players that I'd like to see sell. And then let's talk about Levi Colwill. He impressed me this season. He's one of the better players in the squad this season. Throughout the start of the season was kind of on and off, but I would say in the second half of the season, from January to May, we have seen a big improvements in his performances. You see me? So I'm gonna give him credit. I would give him a 6.5 out of 10 for Levi Colwill. And another another player I wanted to talk about, which was really frustrated. I was really frustrated was Wesley Fofana. Like, we all know when fit he could be one of the best centre back in the club and one of the best centre back in the league, but he has failed miserably to keep fit. But the times that he was do fit, like, he played really well. Like, it was just a shame that we couldn't have seen him more in the season. But because the few performances that he had, he was so strong, I'm not gonna rate it too low, so I'm gonna give him a 6 out of 10. And speaking again regarding to injury, Reece James, he was out for 3/4 of the season. Like, he didn't play much game at all. But in the few games that he played, without a doubt, one of the best fullbacks in the league. He did well in the Conference League. He did very well in our must-wins games at the end in the Premier League. Grateful for that, but he didn't play, so I'd have to give him a 4 out of 10. However, I'm super excited for him next season. I'm praying he stays fit, and if he stays fit, I can guarantee you best right back in the league and a starting position for England. So definitely looking forward to Reece James next season. On the topic of right back, Malo Gusto, poor season. The first season he had, he was tremendous. Second season, not so much. Very poor outing, so I'll give him a 4. Now let's talk about player of our season contender, Marc Cucurella. What a tremendous season. Both attack and defense this season, whether I was in the Premier League, whether I was in the FA Cup, whether I was in the Conference League, whatever competition he played, he was tremendous. I think if I was picking the team of the season for Premier League, he'd be one of the first names on the team sheet. He scored a bunch of goals, bunch of assists, and bunch of important goals as well. Like, the goals that he scored wasn't just a goal scored, it was goals scored that actually helped save our season. Let me see if I could get some of the stats. Premier League stats. So in the Premier League, he had 5 goals, 1 assist. For a fullback, that's pretty good numbers. Played well. He was very solid defensively. Very solid outing. I'll give him an 8 out of 10. So good job done and good luck. He's doing well for Spain as well. So definitely one of the best players in our team. Let's move into midfield. Moises Caicedo. He has won Chelsea's Player of the Season. I think it's well deserved. I think a Premier League Team of the Season without Caicedo is not a Premier League Team of the Season. He was tremendous. From start to finish, 90% of the games that he played, it was just unplayable. Very good on the ball, very good off the ball, especially off the ball. It was tremendous. And I think he did well. Again, Player of the Season for us, and I'm gonna grade him based on that and based on his performance. He was tremendous. I'll give him 9 out of 10. It was amazing, and we're just grateful to have a player like that in our team. We paid a lot of money for him, and he showed us why we paid that money. Like, he showed us that he's one of the best defensive midfielders in the league, and as a Chelsea fan, we're happy to have him. Then Dewsbury Hall, Keenan Dewsbury Hall, he didn't play much in the Premier League. Played a lot in the Conference League. Did well. 5 out of 10. I'd keep him. I have no problem keeping him in the team. Solid player. And then our next player is Enzo Fernandez. One of my favorite players in the league. They have changed the role this season from a more player deep into more attacking position, more like a box-to-box or box crusher. And I think he has done amazing in that position, and the numbers are there to show for it. From midfield, 6 goals, 7 assists. He had a good season. I am happy for his performances. I'd give him 7.5 out of 10. In regarding keep him or sell him, y'all know the answer. He's one of the best players in the team. He's a proven winner. He's win everywhere he goes, whether it's Argentina, whether it's Chelsea. You know, he has good mentality. He's just a solid player, man. What was his stats? 6 goals, 7 assists from midfield. I'm impressed. 7.5. Then the next player, Romeo Lavia. This has been one of the most frustrating players in our team because we know the qualities that he has. But just like Reece James, just like Fofana, he's just one of those players that could not keep fit, and I don't know why. So again, same story like the other. Hopefully he has keep fit, but the few games he has played, which is not much at all, he has shown good. One of those performances was our first game against Liverpool. It was amazing, but we didn't see much of him this season, so I'd give him 4 out of 10. Mudryk, we all know the story. Inconsistent in the Premier League. Was getting a lot of minutes in the Conference League. However, he has been charged by the FA recently for doping. And it's just a sad situation because coming into Chelsea, he had a lot of potential. And he's gotten a few chances, not much. Inconsistent with how well he played. However, they charged him season end harbor for him. I'd give him a 4 out of 10 based on the performance and based on the fact that they charged him and we didn't get to see him play. So it's just very unfortunate with Mudryk. Let's talk about another Galactico by the name of Cole Palmer. Impressed this season. Well, at least the first part of the season, it was amazing. It was unplayable. Second part of the season, its form and stats have dropped significantly. But even without scoring or assisting in most of the games in the second part of the season, he still played a role in Chelsea. He still created chances, and I think if we had better attackers around him, let's say a different striker than Jackson or a better winger than Nani or even Pedro, I think he'll show more on the score sheet in terms of assists. But the fact that he has dropped form tremendously, he still was creating a lot of chances, and he still proved why he is an important player for Chelsea. And regarding numbers, slightly off from last season, but not too bad. He had 15 goals, 8 assists. If you compare that to other attacking midfielders from around the league, if you compare that to any player from Arsenal, Manchester City, Manchester United, Spurs, he still had better stats than them, even though he wasn't as good as last season, even though his form dropped. So if I should rate him, I'd give him a 7.5 out of 10. And the point 5 was just that tremendous start that he had at the start of the season. And the reason why he hasn't gotten an 8 is that big fall off. But overall, 7.5. Happy to have him in the team. Very, very, very good player. And let's hope for the same next season. Tyreek George, I'm not going to rate him because he didn't play much. But he did save us in one of those games. I think it was Fulham. So really grateful for that goal. Want to look for the future. And then we have Nicholas Jackson. Again, a frustrating player. Very on and off this season. He's very good on the ball, but when it comes to shooting and when it comes to scoring, that's his big fault. And as a striker, that cannot be a weakness. You know, your duty in the team is to score a goal. I think he didn't do that well for us this season. It did show promise. It did show improvement, but at the level where Chelsea Football Club want to be, I think he's not good enough. I'll still keep him in the team because I think he's still a good player. I just think that his game lacks finishing, his game lacks that lethalness that you need to have as a striker. 10 goals, 15, we're more 15 at this. 10 goals, 5 assists. Could have done way more better. Give him a 6 out of 10. And then let's get on to the wingers. Nani Madueke. Very inconsistent this season. Very inconsistent this season. He has to improve. The raw talent is there. He just needs to show it. Like, we all know he can be a good player. He hasn't showed us that this season. Very inconsistent. It's a player I want to keep. In terms of ratings, I'll give him 5 out of 10. I think he could have had a better season than what he showed us. And I think that's a fair score given to him. 5 out of 10. Pedro Neto, I think he have similar season towards Nani. The big difference is with Pedro Neto is when we needed him in crucial games, he was there. Like the goals against, I think, Fulham as well. When we needed important goals, he was there. Again, not the best season in the world, but I would still rate him a little over Nani. So I'd give him 6 out of 10. And last but not least, Christopher Nkunku. Just awful season. Awful season. He was a player with a lot of potential coming into Chelsea, but he just hasn't showed it for us. I think Chelsea might not be the club for him. However, I don't think he's a good player. I do think if he lands in the right spot, he can recoup back his form. But for Chelsea, he just was not a player for us. In terms of keep or sell, let's be realistic. We probably do have to sell him. It's not just what's the best for the club, but also what's best for him as a player. Good player poor this season, and it just doesn't correlate to Chelsea's style of play. So I'll sell him. Rating this season poor, so I'll give it a 4 out of 10. Yep. Over in regards to our season, happy to make top 4 again. Happy to win a trophy. It is what I predicted, top 4. It is what we got. I didn't think we underachieve. I didn't think we overachieve. We set a goal based on the squad that we have and the situation that the club was in, and we succeeded in reaching our targets. So top 4, Conference League title. Hopefully we can sign some players. We signed Delap, who I think we should have gone for a bigger name player, but for 30 million, I think he's solid. He scored 12 goals for Ipswich, so scoring 12 goals for a relegation side, not too bad. He played with Palmer City. He was coached under Mariscal City, which is our head coach. So that's positive. Looking to more signings. Fixtures released today. Good schedule. Yeah, let's hope for the best next season. And this should be it. Again, if you reach this far, like this video, share this video, and subscribe. Man.